Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we talk about what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Well, it's clearly evident that Russia's toxicity level is decreasing. Western companies have already begun to officially express their desire to return to the Russian market. And some have even taken steps to do so. For example, the South Korean electronics giant LG has recently initiated a trial restart of its Moscow plant. The heads of the world's largest energy traders, Vitol, Trafigura and Governor, have already stated their desire to return to Russia. I mean, the question of who will set the important precedent is the one that needs to be answered. I mean, just a month ago, when the first contacts between the US and Russia began, the media wrote about the desire to return to Russia with only references to sources and companies and the businesses themselves that tried to avoid the sensitive product. However, there's been a notable shift in recent weeks, with the Western companies issuing more official statements expressing a desire to resume business activities in Russia. Now, before I continue, I'd like to make an appeal. If you like and enjoy my videos, you can help me fund the channel and my website, SCObricksite.com, and further develop it. You can do this by making a small donation, which you can do by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom of the video screen. Everybody who donates does get a personal thank you from me, and I'm thanking you all now for watching. Please keep the comments coming, love to read them and respond. Now, LG Electronics has said it's completed the trial restart of its Moscow plant, which produces washing machines and refrigerators. I mean, the company representatives said, in contrast to Hyundai, the question of selling the company's Russian branch did not come up. Following the onset of the Ukraine conflict, we suspended production, but once the potential resolution's there regarding the concerns, we'll work that out and we'll do what we can to get things back up again. He said, the future of the Russian branch is not only contingent on the company's position, but we need the outcome of the intergovernmental agreements between South Korea and Russia. So the company's waiting for further developments, as they say, although it looks as though it's going to start. I mean, the Hyundai automobile concern has also said it's going to start. Plus, the heads of international energy traders, Vitol, Trafigura, Gunvor and Mercuria Energy Trading, have publicly announced their desire to return to Russia, and that was all stated at the FT Commodities Summit in Switzerland. Now, until 2022, these companies were some of the primary traders of Russian oil, and they're keen to resume this activity if the sanctions are lifted. However, Richard Holtman, who's the head of Trafigura, stated the potential for a return is contingent on the lifting of American sanctions, as the company employs many American nationals. Vitol CEO Russell Hardy has anticipated a period of 1 to 2 years before they can return to trade, although he acknowledges his prediction may prove inaccurate and the faster recovery may be imminent. Now, international traders have got to see that their services might actually not be required by Russia, and they're certainly not going to go back to where they were before. Now, in the household appliances market, by the way, a decline was seen in Russia in 22-23, but the market recovered and showed growth in 2024. That was due to the parallel imports identified as a contributing factor to that recovery. Now, the home appliance market is working out pretty healthily in Russia with no significant deficit or systematic problems. Now, the vast majority now of products essential for creating a comfortable living environment for Russian families are currently available, even if they are now represented by brands that were previously unknown to the public prior to the sanctions. So, Maxim Wolf, who's a professor of the Innovation Industrial Policy, notes that Russian companies now control about 50% of the different brands in the what we call white goods retail trade. Prominent among them are Wyzgov, Polaris, Scarlett and Kitford. In the segment of large household appliances, the fridges, the stoves, etc., Wyzgov has taken the lead with close to 20% of the entire market, and in the segment of small appliances, Polaris occupies first place with a share of around 14 to 15%. Plus, according to estimates from specialist resources, Russian manufacturers have exported more than 2 million units of different household appliances to various countries, and the main recipients, apart from the CIS countries, are Iran, Turkey, India and Africa countries. He also stated that the elite segment of household appliances is still imported through parallel import schemes, which actually increases their cost, complicates the service and maintenance, but that's not a critical factor. Now let's go back to the oil and gas traders. They are justified in their concerns that Russia may no longer require their services. I mean, for Russia, the return of international oil trader would be beneficial only if they set a precedent, either they were the first to return and they actually offered something different. Well, of course, the others would want to come, but I mean, are those essential to the market, according to Igor Yushkov of the National Energy Security Fund? I mean, from an economic perspective, the large global traders could be of interest to Russia if they have substantial financial resources to invest in Russian projects, such as those of Rosneft and Novatek, or purchase shares in the companies, or provide loans if the restrictions are levied, among other possibilities. But in general, from the perspective of the companies in the state, there's no necessity for them to return. The circumstances have really changed dramatically. I mean, Russian companies have established their own trading systems and utilised their subsidiaries for their commercial activities and the selling of the hydrocarbons. I mean, it's not financially viable now for them to allow the global players back into the market and then pay them for their services. I mean, before they allocated substantial financial resources specifically for the related businesses of trading services, transportation, insurance for the transportation of Russian oil itself. Now, these expenditures amounted to billions or even tens of billions of dollars annually. But given Russia's new ability to manage these operations independently, there's no rationale for allocating funds to these external companies, and Western countries too. I mean, Ushkov believes there's no need for that. When sanctions are lifted, the toxicity of providing trading, insurance and transportation to services will go away, which means the cost of those services for Russian and Asian companies will decrease. The presence of a range of companies offering these services ensures that the large Western players cannot come back and take advantage of the situation. And from Russia's perspective, this is generally viewed as detrimental. We don't want dependency on those Russian companies. And it's possible that certain restrictions will still be imposed, and of course they'll be possibly imposed on Western companies who want to return to the Russian market. From a political standpoint, the Russian companies may advise against doing business with some of these Western entities because of the way that they left before. I mean, I think every single one of these cases is actually going to be considered fairly carefully, and if not only there, but from a strategic perspective, firstly, it's necessary is what benefits do they bring and what losses did the Russian economy suffer from their companies leaving? Then, what the return of the foreign investor would mean for Russian businesses? Do they bring anything to the table? And for companies that are unique to Russia, it's necessary to prescribe their participation in the technological development of the economy. I mean, this is particularly important for the domestic automobile market. So it may well acquire new drivers of development if the Koreans from Hyundai return not only with finished products or conveyor assembly, but also with the technologies that Russia needs to create production facilities that provide spare parts for both the Russian auto industry project and a wide range of foreign cars that are available in Russia. Anyway, that's the situation regarding foreign companies. I'll keep you informed, and thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Do set the alert button so you know when I post a new video, and if you want to help me out, click on the thanks button at the bottom of the screen. See you all again soon. Thank you.